Okay, I'm excited for this. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact AI infrastructure system that we're installing into a real estate business. Now, this particular system that we're installing is completely bespoke to their business, and we estimate that it's going to add an additional 200 to 250,000 euro in revenue to their business. I am not gatekeeping here. I'm going to show you all the problems that they came to us with, and I'm going to show you the exact roadmap and processes that we're going to install into their business to fix it. Everything from speed to lead, follow-ups, saving them a ton of time, saving their agents a ton of time, and making them a whole lot more profit inside their business. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so this is an example of the systems that we install for businesses. My name is Chris Bradley. I own the MRR agency. I also own fitnessads.ai, and I'm the co-founder of realestateads.ai. So this is exciting to share this with you right now. So first things first, as I said before, I am a marketer at heart. I want to run ads. I want to get attention for my clients. I want to get them leads, get them sales. But in this particular scenario, there was already 150 leads per month at €10 per lead. So yes, any business would always want more leads, but this particular business, you want to look at the first constraint in any business, and the constraint here was not leads. So as we get into it, you'll see exactly what the constraint was, and maybe you can relate for your business, whether that is real estate or whether it's any other type of business. So we spoke to the founder, and one of the things that we found was and there's a reason these are in quotes, there was a 5-hour average first response. And I'm talking first response from a human being, not some automated, really bad first message getting sent from some sort of CRM. I'm talking a 5-hour average across the week, across the month to, reaching out to really good qualified leads. And so you'll see here the direct quotes from the founder of this real estate company and the sort of KPIs and stats that we want to look at and raise awareness to. So lead contact rates drop 80% after 5 minutes. So if you're talking 5 hours, we're leaving a lot of money on the table here. Only 2 to 3 follow-ups were happening with those particular leads. So if they hadn't replied those 2 or 3 times, they were on to the next lead, and that lead potentially just went cold forever. Never again will they be re-engaged. So converting buyers require 7 to 12 minimum follow-ups and touch points before they actually can go from cold lead to warmer to convinced to, actually give you details and correspond with you. Remember, this is a real estate company, so the deals are they're worth a lot of money here. We're not talking about, a really low ticket product here. We're talking massive real estate deals. No weekend coverage was in place. So, the founder actually told me that sometimes, if someone's free and there's a really high quality lead, they might phone them on a Sunday or whatever. But generally speaking, across the weeks and months, there was not enough weekend coverage. Buyers browse on most weekends that we found. Leads are sitting untouched, which of course is not good. The old process, you can see here the Zoom booking rate was less than 1 per month. The old process used to work where lead would come in and then we'd take them to, book a Zoom with a representative, but it's not really happening anymore. So you could almost just say 0 bookings from 150 leads per month. So those particular 150 leads come in. None of those leads from that particular channel advertising were actually booking on Zoom calls. So we did the maths, looked at the research, and we could estimate that 55 million in gross property sales lost to competitors last year. When you look at you factor in each part of this. And this isn't because leads were bad, but it's because they bought with somebody else while waiting for a call back. So here's the cost of doing nothing. I'm going to break down each section here for you. So problem, 5-hour first response. The stat, 80% drop in contact rate after 5 minutes. The consequence, most leads are already cold before your team picks up the phone. 2 to 3 follow-up touches. The stat, best practice is 7 to 12 minimum. The consequence, you're stopping before the conversation has had a chance to convert. 0 weekend coverage. Friday evening to Monday mornings sit untouched. And then consequence, your highest intent browsing window gets no response. There was no lead scoring system as well. So as soon as these leads come in, they weren't scored by their revenue, their job, the country that they're applying from, these types of things. So scoring left to individual rep interpretation. Now, if you own a real estate company, then you'll know leaving it up to interpretation for team members potentially isn't the best idea. And so what happens then, the consequence is that high value inquiries are invisible in your pipeline. Let's be honest, you mostly get not the best leads and average leads, and then you get that little diamond in the rough. If you're sitting there with 100 leads piling up, it's very hard to find those diamonds in the rough, so there was no lead scoring system in place. 0% booking rate, obviously not good. Consequence of that is the qualification and trust building process before human contact is not actually functioning. So the whole point in the Zoom call was to build trust so that when a lead came in, you book them onto the Zoom call, you have a human-to-human interaction, and that's where you can move forward a lot faster to try and make the sale. So moving on to here, 10 additional deals per year without increasing ad spend, 250k additional commission, 0 increase in acquisition costs. So that's what we're trying to achieve here, looking at all of these problems and the stats and the consequence. If we can fix all of this, our goal is to get 10 additional deals per year without increasing ad spend, so we don't need any more leads, 250k of additional commission to make sales, and 0 increase in acquisition costs just by fixing this problem. So let's have a look here. So what gets installed from us, from our business? Well, one system, every lead, one goal is to get them to the right next step. So 3 entry points we have here. We have Facebook and Instagram ad leads, we have the website inquiry form, and we have a direct WhatsApp message. So the central engine is WhatsApp AI conversation engine. Not a chatbot, not a decision tree, a live AI agent that holds natural back and forth dialogue. Moving to the flow here. So step 1, the lead arrives, the AI fires a tailored opener within 2 minutes. Step 2, live qualification, so the budget, location, timeline, decision maker status. And then moving to step 3, this is where it's a book or it's a nurture. So depending on what's happened here from the budget, location, timeline, we then look at booking them in or nurturing them. So hot leads, they book immediately, as you can see here by this little hot lead getting booked in. Warm leads, they'll enter a 14-day nurture where they go into this process. And then step 4, the rep handoff. So this is where qualified leads are routed with full context, the score by lead scoring, and then conversation history. So think about this, before the rep's even done anything, all of this stuff's happening, and then the rep opens their phone and they look, and the full context of the lead, the score of that particular lead, and the conversation history from the custom built AI agent is all happening here. So if we look here, 5 things we deploy off the back of that: a WhatsApp AI lead qualification agent, a 14-day nurture and re-engagement sequence, an AI lead scoring and rep routing, CRM data enrichment and go high level integration, and database reactivation campaign. So you can see here, this is what's getting installed inside this business. The business owner doesn't have to lift a finger or do a single thing. They don't even have to market anymore. This is all getting installed by my company. So what's the return? Like, yeah, Chris, all these things, it sounds like fancy words. I don't really care. What do we get back? Like, if I was to have this installed? Well, the current state is this, just to remind you. We have a 3% conversion rate. We have a 5-hour average response time. We have €112,500 per month in commission currently happening. We have 55 million in gross sales lost last year. We have 4.5 deals per month happening. And like I said, 150 leads per month. So that's the current state of play. And then we come over here, take this away, we have the projected state. So this is the exciting, juicy stuff that we want to project. So we have 7 to 12 follow-up automated touch points. We respond within 2 minutes. We want to add an additional €250,000 in annual commission. We want 24/7 coverage, including weekends. And so we want additional 10 deals per year. And of course, the same 150 leads per month. By the way, as soon as we fix this back end, we will be cranking those leads up as well to around about 300. We want to double that. That's where I get more excited to do that. But right now, we'd be pouring water into an empty bucket if we didn't fix the back end. So coming down here, total first year cost, 27,500. Payback threshold is just 1 deal. From deal 2 onwards, every close is pure upside. Given an example of a build and management system across the year for everything that's custom built and bespoke. Roadmap, so phase 1, active. So if we look at it here, AI lead engine and sales acceleration, WhatsApp agent, database reactivation, lead scoring, full weekend coverage, nurture sequences. Phase 2, we sort out the view and trip conversion system, automated view and trip booking, pre-trip trust sequences, 18% to 80% conversion jump we want here. Phase 3, this is where we look at continuing the view and trip conversion system, real estate CRM, automated property matching, lead source attribution. Phase 4, we go into operational automation and cost reduction, so KPI tracking, call monitoring, rep performance analytics. And in phase 5, we move to multi-market scaling. So systems are scaled across multiple offices, multi-language support, international lead routing. We fix the leaks, and then we scale. So for some of you, you'll know what 99% of that meant. For some, you might be like, whoa, what is all of this? But at the very least, you can look at one part of your business off the back of this. And trust me, this is completely bespoke for a big business, obviously. Ton of team members, ton of moving parts. This won't be 100% applicable to your business, but hopefully it's giving you ideas and it's getting you going about, fixing your key problems that you've got. One of the things I've always heard from business owners is, I need more leads and sales. And when you're a bigger business, when you look at 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 team members, this is when you really notice stuff like this, because the bigger team you've got, typically your margins are starting to shrink, and this is where this stuff can have such a big impact. It's literally like pushing a rock down a hill. It builds momentum. So in this particular scenario, once all of this is installed, right now the founder of that real estate company, he doesn't even have to lift a finger, which is amazing. And then once it's all installed, we test it, refine it, and we increase the booking rates. We are then going to install a paid advertising acquisition system where, we're looking at positioning, how we position that particular real estate company away from the competition, but more importantly, drive leads that's going to complement a really, really Fort Knox back-end system. So listen, I hope you enjoyed that. I know that was quite complex. There's a lot of stuff to cover there, but this is the sort of stuff that we're building for real estate companies under, my company, Real Estate Ads AI, where we combine two of the most powerful things: AI infrastructure that can drastically increase profits and drastically give you back a ton of time as a founder and as a team, and then positioning advertising. So once we fix the back end, in some scenarios, some of the back end is already fixed. It's not as big a build as this. Then we can move to positioning advertising. But typically, real estate companies are so busy in the day-to-day with fulfillment that they're not adapting quick enough to AI and AI infrastructure, and just clicking on all these different subscriptions for AI and trying to do it yourself is just costing you money, and it's wasting time in the long run. So that's an example of a build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more content like this, where I'm showing you what we do internally for clients, whether it's real estate, fitness marketing, advertising, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.